Adolf Hitler's twisted dreams of world conquest were buried in Berlin in 1945, but not before German scientists unleashed on the world advanced weapons of mass destruction, weapons that kept the Third Reich in the war, weapons that both the East and West wanted for the Cold War that would follow.
One knew that eventually there would be control of what's up there.
The high ground.
Yeah, that's the high ground. And
Las Vegas physicist Harry Fecter was a young MIT-trained radar specialist when he was sent by Boeing in 1946 to a desolate corner of desert on the Nevada-Utah border. The town was Wendover. It had a casino or two, an airbase, and little else. At a secret facility outside of Wendover Airfield, a small team of scientists began experimenting with some of the same weapons that had terrorized Europe.
we had a special hangar. Within the hangar were all sorts of magic German captured equipment. The IR stuff with names like Wasserfall and Peenemünde and all kinds of documents. It's highly classified at the time. The mission was to develop something to kill V-2s.
In other words, the earliest version of Star Wars. Dr. Fecter figures the Germans were about 5 years ahead of everyone else. By launching their own buzz bombs, rockets, even telephone poles, and locking on, the Wendover scientists caught up, although few knew what they did, even to this day.
I'll tell you how secret it was. We shot a pretty nice shot in 1947, early 7. And it took 10 years before the picture of it appeared on Newsweek magazine.
Much left of what that program was?
Not really. The launch site is out there, and there's some remaining buzz bombs that are there.
Very little remains of the site where the Nazi weapons were mastered. A few bunkers, a few buildings, still off limits. Fact is, that program doesn't even rank as Wendover's biggest secret. It was at Wendover Airfield that the Enola Gay and her crew were trained and prepared for the most decisive military action in world history. And it all took place in absolute secrecy.
There were signs posted. Whatever you see here remains here or stays here, type of a scenario. So they had FBI everywhere. There's reports of FBI agents following the airmen from Wendover when they'd get on the train to go to Salt Lake, for instance. The FBI would follow them, and they would go sit with them in the bars, and they would start questioning them.
At one point, 20,000 servicemen were based here. Heavy bomber groups used in Europe trained here. But everything stopped for the atomic bomb training, missions that changed the world.
This facility, the airport, is extremely important, should be extremely important to everyone in the nation. That a lot of things were done here that allowed us to win World War II.
The airfield is far different today. The barracks are in disrepair. Crumbling buildings and rusty hangars are falling apart. The Enola Gay hangar remains, but is in bad shape. Plans to turn this into a museum and memorial have foundered for years.
It's dilapidated, and it's going to get worse over time unless we get help to save it.